factory 115s, TP9, or Canik TP9SFX. It likes the stronger round. How's it going there, YouTube? It's your boy YouTube Loaded coming at you with another video here today. Been a little busy with my last video, so hope you guys look forward to this one. From my previous video, you can tell I was selling my Canik TP9SF. And what do I have here? Another Canik box? That's right. I bought the Canik TP9SF as a replacement for my Smith & Wesson SD9 VE. I was using that for 3-gun competitions, and it was just not working for me. The step up to the Canik, it's a great handgun. Honestly, you probably could use it, and I was competing very well with it. But I just wanted to take that next level step. So what I did was, I sold my old Canik. I sold another shotgun I had laying around, hadn't touched in a while, just to raise a little bit of funds for this. And I bought myself Canik's competition pistol. Let me tell you guys, this thing is beautiful. Let's take a look at it. Here it is in all of its glory. As you can see, very similar setup to the Canik TP9SF box in terms of accessories. So this is the Canik TP9SFX, just released not a month ago to the public. It was supposed to come out last summer because it showed at SHOT Show, but they had problems with their importers. So they finally got imported in, and here it is. So let me take you through what you guys get in the box, and then I'll go through the features of the gun itself. Up in the top up here, you have your standard cleaning brush and cleaning rod. You have product registration, other paperwork stuff there. You have the paddle holster. On the right side, it does come from the factory with the 20-round magazines. These are Metgar mags, and these are the new PVD coated magazines, which is a NATO standard for all NATO pistols. Along with the speed loader there. On this bottom right, you have a little toolbox. In this toolbox, what you have is you have spare fiber optics for the front. So, spoiler alert, it has fiber optic front sights. You have Allen wrench and then a bunch of tools. This is actually a cocking lever here. A bunch of other tools for replacing the extended magazine release on the gun. And before I get too deep into the accessories, let's actually take the gun out and get a brief look at it. So, as standard with Canik, this comes from the factory with a factory holster. This one's different because it's not the Serpa style. They just have a locking snap here. You snap it and it pops right out. So just a cheap little holster if you need one. I'm not going to be using it for competition, but hey, someone else wants to use it, there you go. And here it is in all of its beauty. Let me tell you guys, this gun is absolutely beautiful. Now let's double check to make sure it is safe. Magazine is empty. Chamber is empty. Drop the slide. So let's go through some of the features on this bad Jackson. So this is the Canik TP9SFX. It does have a tungsten or gunmetal gray Cerakote finish, and that is a beautiful finish. I really like the accents on the trigger bar, the magazine, and the back strap here. Really brings the gun together. So what you're going to get with this, you're going to get a 5.25-inch barrel. It's a cold hammer forged match grade barrel. And Canik guarantees these barrels 60,000 rounds will still shoot a 2.5-inch group at 25 yards. That's amazing. I will never even put nearly that many rounds to this gun. But it's a good feeling to know that you have a good quality gun. So on the right side over here, you do see there is slide lightning cuts on either side of the slide, along with the bottom. This is to help it reliably cycle, along with lower the recoil of a heavier slide. Okay, along with that, we're going to look at the back here. You do have your interchangeable back straps. Currently the small comes on it. You have worn tactical sights. The front is a blacked out U-notch, or the back, I'm sorry, and the front is a fiber optic. It is kind of small, which makes it kind of easy to lose, but allows for a lot more precise shooting. You do have your striker indicator right there. Let's pop this magazine out real quick. So this is not a loaded chamber indicator, this is simply a striker indicator. So, as you see, fire and gone. And it's back. Go to the right side, we got a lot more features here. You have an extended slide lock / slide release. Now the funny thing about this is, when you lock this back, you're not going to hit this inside one to release it. It's more for pushing up, what I've noticed. It's a lot easier to lock it back than it is to release it. You have an extended magazine release here. I actually really like this. I have not the biggest hands in the world, so it makes it super easy to throw a magazine out. And I believe it comes factory with the large button, and there's a medium and small you can install if you like. But honestly, I really like the large. you have the forward slide serrations, which makes press checks real nice and easy. I'm not huge into that, but if I was running a red dot, that'd probably be extremely useful. The stippling on the the stippling on the frame is very, very nice. It's not super aggressive, but it is very grippy. I also like the thumb cutouts here and the indexing points next to the takedown levers. Now let's get to the bread and butter of this gun, the trigger. Now if you know Canik, you know they have excellent triggers, probably the best triggers on the market for a striker fighter. And this one's upgraded from their standards as well. So you have your initial take up there, which is super light and super smooth, and then you hit that wall, and then break, almost a single action trigger. And look at this take up. That's it. That's all the take up there is. So that's where it's upgraded from their standard TP9SF and SA models. That take up is a lot shorter than the old one. I don't have my old gun to show you to compare it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. The best trigger I've ever felt on any striker fighter gun ever. It rivals 1911 triggers in my honest opinion. So that first initial take up and that break, the reset is there, and it's just, they say it's a 3.5 to 4 pound break. And let me tell you, it feels exactly like that. Not like Glocks, where it feels a lot heavier than what they advertise it as. Even with a new trigger bar in, this thing is beautiful from the factory. Now another thing I like about this too is you hit this magazine button and it throws those magazines out. You don't have to worry about them getting stuck. But it does have bevel cuts, along with bevel cuts in the extension there, to where if you need to strip it out if you have double feed. Just put that back in here and get back to the accessories. You have your standard magazine or trigger lock, useless, never actually used one. And one big addition to this gun, it has, and it's similar to an MOS system with a Glock, it has slide cutouts. So what you do is, you actually remove the rear panel, including the rear sight, by hitting these two screws here with that Allen key, and you can replace the iron sights with a red dot, and it comes from the factory with 4 mounting plates, and it mounts basically every single red dot known to man, every common red dot sight. You have 4 mounting plates here, and they are numbered, so you just go on the manual, match the number to your red dot, you screw it in there using these screws there, and you got yourself a red dot on there. Now I'm not going to be using a red dot, at least for now, because I do use practical and 3-gun, which does not allow for optics. But maybe one day if I want to go open or something, I have the opportunity. Now this gun is amazing. So let me snap to it real quick, guys, let you guys see me shooting it, and then we'll get back to talking about